Hello students, today's topic is on relationship marketing. Under this topic, we're going to have discuss about the meaning of relationship marketing and the various benefits of relationship marketing. So first we're going to have understand about the relationship marketing. So relationship marketing is a philosophy of doing business, right? A strategic orientation that focuses on keeping current customers and improving relationships with them. So what exactly the relationship marketing is? It's a kind of base, or you can say the basic of the business, of doing a business, right? And without proper relationship marketing, it's quite difficult for the organizations to maintain a good relationship with the customers and retain them for a longer period of time. And that is the reason relationship marketing is so much important for the companies nowadays, right? That already have mentioned here that focuses on keeping current customers and improving relationship with them, then does not necessarily emphasizes acquiring a new customers. Relationship marketing is majorly concentrating on what? On retaining our current customers and maintaining a relationship with them. It is not majorly, or you can say it's not necessarily emphasizes on or focuses on acquiring a new customer. So whatever the customers already the company have, or the organization have, the major concern is under this relationship marketing is to maintain them only, right? Then, and what is the reason why the company is basically trying to being in a good relations with the customer? The reason is usually cheaper for the firm, right? Why? Because maintaining a current customer or keeping a current customer cost less than attracting a new one. Because for attracting a new one customers, you'll have to again go through the various promotional tactics, various advertising, can say expenses the company has to do. So to reduce that much of expenses, or to maintain certain level of economical condition for the company is majorly concentrating on the relationship marketing, because this relationship marketing even give the company a new customers also, right? Thus focuses is less on attraction and more on retention and enhancement of customer relationships. So the major concentration is what? Attraction. The less the company are less concentrating or focusing on attraction or attraction of a new customer. They are majorly concentrating on whatever the customers the company have. They are trying to be in a good relations with them, trying to retain them and enhance a customer relationship with them, right? Then there is a one bucket theory of a marketing. We'll see here in that particular image, a particular bucket is there and certain holes are there in the bucket. So first we're going to have see the inputs. Input is of this, this water is an input, and that's input is equivalent to the new customers and increased purchases by some customers. So this water, you can say the input of a firm that maintains through the new customer, and the whatever the customers they have, if they increased their purchases, then also that input is increased. But the problem is what? The company is losing the customer. So what is the reason of that kind of loss? Because of not maintaining a better relationship with the customer. So these customers have not a loyal customers, and they left the companies and they can start purchasing the services and goods of another companies, right? So, and the reason you can say this holes are decreased purchase by some customer. Even if certain customers are retained by the company also, and if the relationship is not properly maintained, then that may be a chances that customers have reduced their purchasing. So these are all about the bucket theory of marketing. And the next picture on your screen is of our customers goals of relationship marketing. So what is the customer goal of relationship marketing? What should the company have to target in relationship marketing. The goal or relationship marketing is to move customers up the ladder. So this is a ladder. Different rungs are there in the ladder, and every rungs have certain concepts. First one is acquiring customer that normally the company has did in initial stage of their product launching and everything, or selling a new ideas, product and services. Then once that sale has done, then the company should have to satisfy them through their services, after sale services, and maintaining the relationship marketing. Then same, after satisfying the customer, then this customers will again purchase the product. That is called the retention of that particular product, sorry, customers. And that retaining customer is means that what the resale the company have able to did to this customers. And the last one is enhancing. Enhancing means they're going to have give them a more benefits through their services and different kinds of can say promotional benefits to the customers. So these are four major you can say the uh, the goals of relationship marketing and the different rungs of a ladder, right? Then next one is the benefits of relationship marketing. So what are different benefits for customers in this relationship marketing and the benefits for the firms? So first one is what? The receipt of greater value. So what is that? It means that whatever the customers have spent it upon a service, a good, or idea, any kind of you can say the in purchasing or acquiring products of the customer, give them a greater value. So whatever the value, whatever the money they have, whatever the resources they have spent for a particular product, they will get a return more than that. So that is the greater value that they get under relationship marketing. Then under benefits for the firms, economic benefits they will get. Firms increased revenues. If the relationship marketing is effectively maintained, then definitely the company can able to get the larger volume of sale, that is increased revenues, reduced marketing and administrative cost. It's quite obvious that if the company have maintained a relationship effectively, then the cost of acquiring a new product is going to be down, because company should not have to be spend much on it, because whatever the customers they have, they are able to retain that, and the customer base is, and then they will able to expand that customer base on regular basis. Then regular revenue stream, right? Because if customers have loyal to the company, then definitely the revenue stream is going to be maintained on a regular basis. Then first we're going to have discussed the benefits of firms, then we're going to discuss about the benefits of customers. Then second benefit is customers behavior benefits, strong word of mouth endorsements that I already discussed with you guys in my last PPT. What is the importance of word of mouth, right? Because it's a kind of larger marketing strategies the normally the company has used for propagate the benefits of their products. Word of mouth is a very strong, you can say, the media through which the company can able to propagate the positive words for their company's product, right? And if it is there, then it's very you can say relationship marketing can give that upper hand to the companies to maximum surrounds or prevail a strong word of mouth endorsement among the market, right? Customer voluntarily performance. So if the customer have satisfied from and the relationship marketing is benefited to them, then definitely they voluntarily have performance will come, and it's impacted upon the company's sale. Then social benefits to other customers. So other customers can able to get the benefits because the current customers can propagate the company's services and products to the others also. Then mentors to the other customers, that is the major point here, because mentors in the sense They will act like a opinion leader, the mentors, because they satisfied with the product, they know the products very well, so they explain that to the other customers very well, so that the others also can able to use that products effectively and able to increase the sale of the product in the company. Then human resource management benefits are there: easier jobs for employees, social benefits for employees, and employees retention. So once the relationship marketing is able to maintain the company's benefit, and definitely the employees also can have got the jobs, social benefits going to transfer to the employees. And even if the company is doing well, then definitely the retention of the customers, sorry, companies also, the company's employees also will be there, right? Now the benefits for customers. First benefit already have discussed. Then second one is confidence benefits. That is what a confidence has built up due to this relationship marketing, and it gave the companies first one trust of the customers, then confidence in providers, right? Then reduce anxiety. Anxiety means the consumers have not at all any kind of confusion about the product and their usages. Then social benefits, it will give us to the consumer. They know the products very well, the familiarity about the company and the product. Social support, definitely same thing will be here also. Then personal relationship can be able to maintain with the customers. Then special treatment benefits come in this relationship marketing is given to the customers, like special deals. Those customers those are loyal to the company, and they are retaining, and they are retained with the company for a longer period of time, then the companies can able to give them a special treatment, like special deeds and price breaks also, right? So these are all. So next topic is strategies for building relationship. Under this, the companies has building a certain strategies for developing a relationship with the customers and consumers. So what are they? The first one is the core service provision. It means that they are basically creating a strong service foundations for the customers, for delivering excellent services to the customer by providing them a satisfaction, perceived service quality, and perceived value, right? That is the first important strategy of building relationships. Then second one is switching barriers. In that, the first one is customer or consumer inertia. What does that mean? Is the tendency of some customers to buy or continue buying a product even when superior options are existed. So what that mean? It means that certain customers and consumers are there, those even availability of the superior products are there in the market, but still they are continuing buying the company's product, right? Even the superior options are exist, and the companies should have to take care of this thing, of this consumer inertia when they are setting the prices. It means that the company should have to take care of this kind of consumers. Those are continuously using the products of the company, and even the superior products are there in the market, still they are not using that. So the prices should have has to be considered for them, and in effectively, and analyzes the effect of that over the competition, right? And if the company is going to do this thing, then definitely they will got the advantage within their markets, right? Then switching cost means what happened. Sometimes to build this relationship, companies even compel the customers or consumers to continuously using their products due to this switching cost. Like for example, if I'm using certain company services, and then for example, any kind of AC plant is there. So if I want to have changed that product, then what I should have to do? I have to totally change the setup. So that cost has to bear by the customer. So to not to bear that cost, customers sometimes have, you can say, forced to continuing that particular usage of that product. They are basically compelled by the companies because of this switching cost, right? And search cost. Then again they have to go for the market. Again they have to search for the new product. What are the different costs are there? What are the prices have involved with that they have to take care? The search cost, then learning cost, then for example, if I again have to install the AC or it's called centralized AC unit, then what happens? Again, I have to learn about the various technical things in that particular system. So to avoid that, the companies should have to be continuously be in the services of the old products only. They're not trying to switch that products because of this costs, switching costs involved in that. Contractual costs are there. For example, certain contracts are there with the customers for using of certain products. So if I'm going to have break that contract, again have to bear the cost, right? So these are all switching costs that compel the consumers or customers continuously be in the relationship with the company, right? Then relationship bonds are there. Certain bonds are there like financial bond, social bond, customization bond, and structural bond that that develop the relationship with the consumers. What are they? And that is in our next slide. That a financial bond is the most obvious. It's the transactional quid pro quo, the exchange of money for a set of features and benefits that are deemed worth the investment. If the cost is worth the value derived, real and perceived, the financial bond is sufficient. If the value for forex exceeds the price, the bond is strong. So financial bond is like any kind of, you can say, the resources, the financial resources that company has invested over the product. If the customer can able to get the real and perceived value from that particular product, then the bond is sufficient. And if that exceeds whatever the price that they have paid it for that product, then the bond becomes strong. That is financial bond. And emotional bonds are also known as social bonds, like insurance agents, physicians, great customer service agents, membership directors know that a social bond is necessary for successful customer relationship. Social bonds are often individual, not institutional. So be sure your social bonds are not only strong, but are also made stronger by your brand relationships, not only a individual. So this social bond, or sorry, the emotional bond, also called the social bond, is basically provided by the individual, not by the institutions, right? So that relationship is only going to be have strong and effective when that particular individuals are providing a better services to their customers, and that creates a brand of relationship, right? Or not of any kind of product, right? Then next one is the my favorite and the most strategic of the three are structural bond that we all are knowing about it, like Amazon Prime, Exxon Mobil Speed Pass, and frequent buyer programs are good examples. What is that structural bond is? Structural bond is if you are an Apple customer, you know how strong the structural bond is to Apple. They are imagine switching your music apps, photos, and re-establishing new settings. So a structural bond creates a stickiness beyond price and relationships. A speed pass user buys more gas from ExxonMobil than a traditional credit card customer. An Amazon Prime member is more valuable than a non-member. So the greater share of wallet, deeper loyalty, less switching, and great top of mind awareness are just a few of the key benefits. So what exactly? There are certain examples are there of the multinational companies like Apple and ExxonMobil. For example, these companies are providing their loyal customers more, you can say, more specific values and services as compared to normal customers. Like ExxonMobil have provided the speed passes to their particular customer so that they can fill a more fuel than the normal customers. And Apple has provided better services or strong services to the consumers those have their mobiles and other gadgets, right? And the most, I can say, the most important example that known to all of us is Amazon's providing the better services to the customers those have Amazon Prime members, right, as compared to other members. So these are all about the structural bonds. Structural bond means there are certain different kinds of structures, specific structures that provided to the existing customers. Those have more spending more on the products as compared to other, and they will, this kind of customers can get the better services as compared to normal customers. Like last line that they have mentioned, greater share of wallet, means that the more you are going to have spending on the company's product, the deeper the loyalty will be and less switching will be there from one product to another, and greater top of mind awareness will be there, are such a few key benefits that the consumers are getting from the companies. Those are loyal to the company, and the companies also are trying to do a lot of things for this kinds of customers. Okay, so these are all about the strategies building for strong relationship. Okay, thank you. Right.